This isn't a success story. It's what happens after you win. He hit the goal that kept him grinding for years. And the emptiness that followed scared him more than failure ever did. Welcome to Echoes of Purpose, where we give timeless ideas, hard truths, and quiet wisdom designed to help you think deeper, move with intention, and live deliberately. They were 34 years old when it finally happened. The promotion. The raise. The new title. The office with a door. The kind of moment people post about. The kind of moment families brag about. The kind of moment you imagine will change everything. For years, this was the target. Early mornings. Late nights. Missed birthdays. Cancelled plans. Coffee replacing sleep. Deadlines replacing weekends. Every sacrifice felt justified because there was a finish line. And now they were standing on it. The strange part wasn't that life suddenly felt easy. It was that it suddenly felt empty. The alarm still went off at 5:30 a.m. Same routine. Same gym. Same traffic. Same emails before sunrise. But something had changed. The fire was gone. They would sit in meetings, nodding at words they didn't care about anymore. They would drive home in silence, not even turning on the radio. They would unlock their apartment door and feel nothing waiting for them on the other side. No excitement. No pride. Just a quiet, heavy sense of, is this it? Everyone else thought they were living the dream. Their parents finally relaxed. Friends called them inspiring. Co-workers treated them with respect. Strangers online congratulated them for making it. And every time someone said, "You must be so happy right now," they smiled and said, "Yeah. I'm grateful." But alone at night, staring at the ceiling, gratitude felt like a lie they were telling themselves to survive the disappointment. They had built a life that looked impressive and felt empty. What hurt the most wasn't the tiredness. It was the realization that the thing they had sacrificed everything for didn't give them back what they thought it would. They had money now, but no time. They had status, but no real connection. They had stability, but no sense of direction. Their phone was full of contacts, but there was nobody they felt like calling. They scrolled through old photos one night. Group trips. Random laughs. A messy kitchen after dinner with friends. Back when life was chaotic and uncertain, but somehow felt more alive. They closed the phone and sat there in the dark, feeling like a stranger in the life they created. And the worst part? They didn't feel allowed to complain. Because how do you explain emptiness when everything looks perfect? So they kept going. More work. More responsibility. More pressure. They told themselves, "I'm just tired. This is normal. I'll feel better soon." But soon never came. They started procrastinating, not because they were lazy, but because nothing felt meaningful anymore. They avoided messages from old friends because they didn't know what to say. They stopped going to the gym, even though discipline used to be their identity. They ordered food instead of cooking, even though cooking used to calm them. Little by little, they stopped recognizing themselves. One night, they missed their younger sibling's birthday dinner. Not because of a crisis. Not because of an emergency. Just another late meeting. Just another important email. Just another moment they thought they could make up later. Later never came. Their sibling sent a short message that night. "It's okay. We know work is your life now." It wasn't angry. It wasn't dramatic. It was worse. It was honest. They sat in their car in the parking lot, engine off, phone in hand. And something inside them finally cracked. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Quietly. They realized they had built a life that only worked on paper. They whispered out loud, "I don't like who I've become." There was no miracle that night. No sudden clarity. No motivational music playing in the background. Just a painful truth. They were responsible for this life. Not their job. Not their boss. Not their parents. Not society. Them. And for the first time in years, they stopped blaming stress and started owning their choices. They didn't quit their job. They didn't move to another city. They didn't chase a new dream. They did something smaller. Harder. They decided to rebuild their life the same way they built their career. Slowly. Deliberately. Without applause. They set a new alarm, not earlier for work, but earlier for themselves. They started walking in the morning without headphones, just thinking. They wrote down how they actually felt instead of what they thought they should feel. They said no to extra projects that didn't matter. It felt wrong at first. They were uncomfortable with free time. They felt guilty resting. They felt anxious not being productive. They almost quit this new routine after the first week. Nothing felt better yet. Nothing felt magical. Nothing felt rewarding. But they kept going anyway. They forced themselves to message one old friend. Just one. The conversation was awkward. Then warm. Then real. They started cooking again, badly at first. They started training again, slowly at first. They started sleeping before midnight, painfully at first. And sometimes they slipped. They stayed late at work again. They canceled plans again. They fell back into old habits again. But this time, they didn't lie to themselves about it. They took responsibility and reset. Months passed. Nothing dramatic happened. No big win. No viral moment. No sudden happiness. But something subtle changed. They felt lighter. They laughed more easily. They slept deeper. They stopped needing approval as much. They still worked hard. But they stopped letting work own their identity. They stopped chasing the next title. They started protecting their mornings. They started protecting their relationships. They started protecting their mental space. They weren't rich. They weren't famous. They weren't ahead of everyone else. But they were finally becoming someone they respected again. And that changed everything. They realized the problem was never success. It was success without intention. It was discipline without direction. It was winning someone else's definition of life. Here's what they learned the hard way. Discipline beats motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline shows up even when you don't care. Comfort delays growth. Every time you choose easy, you stay the same. No one is coming to save you. Not your job. Not your partner. Not a new year. Small actions compound. Your life is built by tiny choices repeated daily. Success without purpose feels empty. You can win and still lose yourself. Self-respect comes from keeping promises to yourself. Not from applause. Your life reflects your daily choices. Not your intentions. And if you're watching this right now, feeling that quiet dissatisfaction, that heaviness you can't explain, that sense that something in your life is off, this is your moment. Not a dramatic one. A small one. The kind that changes your direction if you take it seriously. You don't need a new life. You need a new direction. Like this video to support our growth and help its visibility on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel for daily content like this. Share this video with someone you know needs to hear it. Thank you for watching. We've also recommended a video on your screen for you to watch next. We'll see you back soon.